What's up everyone, Vortex here and welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. Guys, it's been a hot minute since I made a video. I've been busy with a bunch of stuff in my life, like work and like personal life, a new member in our family as well, my nephew, a baby boy. So yeah, I've been busy. I didn't have time to make any videos for Raid for quite a long time. And I've been working on a brand new channel as well, a YouTube channel. So yeah, I didn't have the time to come back to the game to make any videos for you guys. But I think I'm back now. I'm hoping to pull out at least 2 videos per week. That's my intention, but we'll see how it goes. I don't have time to record during the week, so I need to record on weekends, which kind of makes it a little bit messy. For example, on days when I need to pull shards or something like that, I don't think I can make videos like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will only tell if I can do this full time again. But I decided to come back with the first video, and we're gonna talk about Green Forest. Now, for the past, let's say, how many rotations has been? 3, 4 rotations, I can't remember, from Green Forest. I've been able to fully complete both hard and easy and normal mode, which kind of gives me an idea on how exactly you should play this game mode, which in my opinion is one of the best. And that should be like a small hint for you guys on what's gonna be the next video, which I'm gonna record right after this one. So you might see the same shirt, the same hat, everything. And again, that's because I'm gonna record both videos on the same day because it's easier for me. But yeah, I've been able to complete Green Forest, so I have a good idea on what exactly I should do. And I want to share all of this experience and everything I've learned with you guys. This video will answer some of your questions, that I've seen on social media, like Facebook, for example. A lot of people asking about what champion should I bring to the game? How do I get back my champion that I used for the I was supposed to use for the fusion, and I used it in Green Forest, which it happened quite a lot during the Pelops fusion. I'm not sure why people did that. But I'll teach you that. I'll teach you what champions do you need to bring to the in your teams, how to deal with the bosses, how to save time playing Green Forest every day, which is something that a lot of people complain every day. They say it takes like half an hour, 1 hour to play Green Forest, which in my opinion, I don't understand why. But yeah, if there's a question that you need answers, and I'm not covering that question in this video, feel free to leave a comment and ask me the questions, and I'll, if I can, and I know the answer, I will give you the answer to your questions. But let's jump straight to the video. Let's not talk too much. So let's start with team decks, right? How to build your teams. Now, one thing I've noticed, a lot of people are sharing their pictures with their teams on social media, and I've seen this trend where people use they do like 10 nukers and 10 support on one team, on team 1 for example, and then 10 nukers, 10 supports on team 2. Some people, they even go one step further and they go for like nuker support, nuker support, nuker support, which I don't really understand why they do that, to be honest. Like, I don't see the point of that. The best way to build your deck, in my opinion, is to have one team with just nukers and one team with just support champions. Now you can see here that, for example, Soulless, he could fit into the nuker category, and Glycea, I think that's her name, right? She should fit into the support champions. Let me see, is it Glycea? Yeah, Glycea. She could fit into the support. So this is because I've changed some of the champions, which is why they're a little bit, but mostly you can see on team 1 I have only nukers, and on team 2 I have only support champions. Why is that? Mostly is because on very hard stages like the purple area, you will feel the difference between having a team like this, with a deck like this, with all the nukers on one side and all support on one side, or having them mixed like a lot of people are doing. So by having one team with nukers and one with supports, it provides you with a good balance between nukers and supports in every stage, right? You won't see that balance for example, on the green stages where you have 20 champions available, chances are that you will get a bunch of nukers and supports from both teams, right? The same goes for the yellow area where you have 16 champions. Now, there's always one extra champion if you find the altar, so for each of these stages. However, you will feel a difference already in the red areas because you only get 10 champions, right? 11 with the extra champion from the altar. Even worse is gonna be in the purple area where you only get 6 champions, 7 with the extra champion from the altar. Now imagine you're in the purple area and you draw your champions for this stage, for example, and the game only gives you all support champions because you had support and nukers on each team, and the game for some reason will only choose the support champions or only the nukers. You're not gonna be able to clear any of these stages, right? Unless you have like a really stacked account. Like for example, if we go in the global rankings, you can see people using two-man team, one-man team here, but you can see a lot of them, they're using a full team, right? Because yeah, maybe this guy has a really strong Thor, but not everyone has a Thor like this. This Thor probably has like 10k attack, over 400 crit damage, 300 speed, so he can solo everything. But not everyone has something like that. Not this guy, not this guy, not this guy, okay? Which means you need a good balance between support and nukers, right? So that's why I'm saying you should build your deck with all nukers on one side, all support on the other side. At least on a purple stage, you will make sure that you will have 3 nukers and 3 supports every single time. Now, you might redraw a couple of times because maybe you don't get that nuker that you really want, but mostly it will help you a lot more than having them mixed, okay? Now, staying on the same topic with building your deck, please, for absolutely no reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is, don't bring champions that you need for fusion in your deck, okay? Even if that champion is a beast of a champion, it's a reviver, a good nuker, maybe it's an epic, and a rare. Usually that's what happens, you know? We get these epics and rares for fusion, and you might think, oh my god, this guy is really good, I want to put him in my team. Or maybe you don't have enough champions to bring here. You need 40 champions, you might not have enough of them, and maybe you just want to fill those last 2-3 spots so you can confirm and start doing Green Forest. And you might throw in a bunch of champions, and one of them might be for the fusion. Don't do it, please, okay? It's really hard to get him back because, let me explain. You can get him back, right? You go to the vendor, you buy one of these reshuffles, you have 5 per rotation. You go here, you select your champion, and you put someone else, right? Easy peasy. However, if you see here, you need coins. You need 500 of this. You can only get these coins by doing stages, okay? By clearing some of these stages, you get some of these coins. Which means, if you already start the game, and you go and you click on a bunch of these stages, and maybe you can clear them, maybe you get stuck, okay? And maybe one of those champions that you need to remove from the game, let's say for example we go into normal. Let's see if I can do this. I don't think I can do it, but, oh actually I can. So, let's say this is the champions that I get here, right? I confirm. Now, if we go into team decks, and I want to reshuffle them, and I want to get my champion back, I buy one of these. You can see the champions that are already in a stage, they are dark, okay? It means you can't take them back, even if you want. They are currently involved in a Green Forest stage. I can only get back the champions that are not in a fight, which means if your champion, the one that you need to take back, which is for a fusion or whatever, if he's part of one of these teams in one of these stages, you're not gonna get him back, okay? Imagine, for example, you don't realize that you have one of the fusion champions in your team, right? And you go in, maybe you pull some champions during the champion chase, you get some new legendaries, you go, you buy the reshuffles, you use all of them, maybe you realize you forgot one of the champions. Once you are done and you have no more of these reshuffles, that champion, the fusion one that you were supposed to get out, is gonna get stuck there. You cannot remove him from there if you don't have any of the reshuffles, and you need to wait for the end of the Green Forest rotation to get him back, right? So again, Please don't do it. And apparently a lot of this happened during the Pelops fusion. A lot of people, they put their rare champion inside their teams and they couldn't get him out, you know. Some people, they managed to get him out after a while, but some people, they couldn't actually get him back and they missed the fusion, right? And you really don't want to do that. So again, please, for absolutely no reason, don't put your champions there, okay? If you do, make sure to get him as soon as you can, get him out of the teams, right? Having a little bit of a coffee here. Now, again, staying back to the teams, let me talk about a bunch of buffs and debuffs that are very important to bring in your champions, right? So if we talk about buffs, there is, apart from all the debuffs and buffs that you kind of need, you know, like increase speed, increase attack, increase defense, all that stuff. The same goes for the debuffs: decrease speed, decrease attack, decrease defense. They're all important, right? But when it comes to buffs, there is one specific buff that you really need, and it's block damage. You need to make sure you get at least one champion that has block damage. Why is that? It's for the free juice fights, okay? It's very, very hard to clear this goblin without block damage. There is two other options. I will talk about them in a second. But block damage is the most important buff to have for this specific boss. For the rest of the game, you don't really need block damage. Pretty much every boss, it's easy to fight. Every stage you can clear without block damage. But if you want to 100% clear hard mode and all these free juice stages, you really need block damage, right? And most importantly, you need block damage for 2 turns. So champions like Demeter, champions like Warcaster, who only plays block damage for 1 turn, they're not viable. Because the problem is, once you get into a fight, you will place your, let's say here you have Demeter, she will place the block damage, and then Duchess takes a turn, Mikage takes a turn, and they lose the block damage. And then the Cheshire Cat, he comes, he does 1 damage, he destroys the shield of the goblin, not the shield, the armor, and all the damage that it's reflected back will kill both Mikage, both Duchess, and whoever else, right? Which in my case, for example, the Cheshire Cat, that's pretty much what he does. He can one-shot the armor of the goblin, and yeah, and if you don't have the block damage for 2 turns, you might kill all of your champions, right? At least with 2 turns, even if you Duchess and Mikage, they take 1 turn, they still have the block damage for 1 turn. Then Cheshire Cat will come, will destroy the armor, and then your champions will not die, right? If you don't have block damage, you should bring someone with unkillable. In this case, for example, I have Sir Nicholas. I don't really use him, to be honest, because I do have Alsgor, who has block damage for 2 turns. But if you don't have Alsgor or Helicat or whoever else is putting block damage, you can bring Sir Nicholas, Man-Eater. He has unkillable for 2 turns. Again, both unkillable has to be for 2 turns. The problem with unkillable is that you're gonna need another champion to heal you, okay? Because unkillable will stop you from dying, but will not stop you from taking damage. And let's say you get the damage reflected back to you, you will not die because of the unkillable, but then once you lose the unkillable, the next attack the goblin will do might kill your champions, right? So it's kind of tricky with unkillable. Again, you need another champion that will heal you, but it is a viable option. If you don't have block damage and unkillable, the only other option is big shields, and the only champion that can do that is Wixwell. None of the other champions can do huge shields that will protect you from the reflect damage from free juice, okay? The only champion that can come close to that, it's actually Soulless. The problem with Soulless is that his shield is based on the damage, and when he does the damage to the armor of free juice of the goblin, it's not counted like damage to the goblin, it's counted as damage to the shield, to the armor, right? And he's not gonna place the shield on you. And again, he's the only one that has big shields, just like Wixwell. Wixwell obviously has bigger shields than him, but he's the only one that comes close. So if you don't have weak swell, shields is not an option for you. Which means that if you don't have any of these 3 options in your account, you're probably not gonna be able to clear the goblin. So I would stay away from the goblin, honestly, if you can't do any of that. Now again, this is the big most important buffs that you need. Again, apart from all the other buffs that you kind of need for the for your team, and they mostly come on every support champion will come with some of those buffs, right? Like increase attack and shields and speed and all that stuff, right? Now, when it comes to debuffs, again, most of the debuffs are very important. We all know them. I already mentioned them, but there is 3 of them that you kind of need in order to complete every stage here, and let's start with freeze. In my case, I have Fiorad, I forgot his name. I have Ninja, I have Sir Nicholas, Glycea. They all being freeze. The freeze you only need for 1 champion. I think it's, I can't remember which of the bosses. Either this one or, yeah, I don't remember which one of them. One of the bosses you need, I think is this guy. You need to put him under freeze, right? So you need freeze. Otherwise, he's gonna put the counter attacks on him and other stuff and shields, and you really don't want that. So you need to keep him under freeze constantly, and this is the only boss where you need the freeze. Now, if you don't have freeze, you can still win the fight. I think the first time in the first rotation, I didn't have freeze, and I still won the fight against him. But it is a little bit more annoying, and it takes a long time to clear him, right? I did it in 58 turns, so yeah, you need a freeze for this guy. That's pretty much it. By the way, as you can see, I'm covering the bosses as well. Like I said, with Phrygius, the best way to do is have a block damage on your champions, so to deal with him, and have a bunch of champions that can do as much damage as they can to take down the armor, right? For this guy, it's all about freezes. Now, the other debuff that you need is HP burn. HP burn is gonna be important for this guy. You must have him under HP burn because he will reflect back the damage if you don't have HP burn on him. So that's why you need him. You need a HP burn. In my case, I have Gizmak, so it makes this fight pretty easy. You also need a HP burn for the big boss fight. Again, you can do it without the HP burn. It will take you longer, but the HP burn will increase the damage that he takes from you. So that's pretty much it. This is the only 2 champions where you need HP burn. Other than that, it's irrelevant for the rest of the stages. You don't really care about HP burn. The other big debuff that you need is heal reduction. Now, I'm lucky enough to have Morrigan. She's the best champion with heal reduction in the game. Venomage is another good option, but there's a bunch of other champions out there with heal reduction. You can bring whoever you want, okay? Morrigan is the best because she does it passively, and the heal reduction cannot be removed or any of that stuff. It's protected, basically. And you need the heal reduction first for the Mimic, which is, in my opinion, is the best boss in this game mode because it gives the best rewards. And you need the heal reduction to stop him from healing because he's gonna heal a lot. There is another option to deal with the Mimic. It's by brute force, okay? If we go to some of these teams, you can see 1 ally attack and a bunch of good damage dealers with their A1, okay? Ally attack, damage dealers. Ally attack, damage dealers. This guy, he did it with just Taras. I don't know how the hell he's doing that, but whatever. But you can see, mostly every team, it's 1 ally attack and mostly 4 damage dealers. The same here, the same. This is the other way. If you don't have heal reduction, that's how you deal with him, okay? Bring your ally attacker, bring 4 good champions with their good A1, and you can get rid of him. The other champion you need, the other boss that you need a heal reduction, it's the Vampire Lady. Again, you can force your way through this one, again with ally attack and other champions. You can see here, ally attack, A1 champion strong, ally attack, ally attack, ally attack. So You can brute force your way to deal with her, but if you don't have that good champions with A1, with strong A1, heal reduction is the best option to deal with this boss. So these are the three major debuffs that you need to bring to your team. I will also talk about this other guy. This is the easiest boss. You don't really need anything for him. You just bring a bunch of champions and kill him. That's it. Okay, there's not much that he does. He's not weak by any means, but he's not one of those strong champions. Again, you can do it with all attack and champions here with good champions, and you can get rid of him pretty much easy. So yeah, we covered the bosses as well. We covered the buffs and debuffs. Now, another question that I see a lot on social media is about cards. How do you choose your trade cards, right? What do you need to focus on? The answer is kind of tricky, but it's simple at the same time. What you need to do, you need to focus on damage, okay? I know speed, accuracy, resistance is very, very important. It might look like it's important, but damage is the main stat that you need to focus on, right? And how you do it, it's by looking at your champions. Look at your deck and think, what do I have? In my case, I have a lot of attack champions, right? I have Gizmak, he's an attack champion, Quintus, Cheshire Cat, Thor, Otorian, Ninja, okay? Gala, everything, the Joan as well. So my main stat is attack percentage. If you don't have that many attack champions and you have some defense champion, or maybe you have HP champions, focus on that stat. Let's say you have a team like this. For me, the most important champion here, the best nuker that I have, is Cheshire Cat. So I'm focusing on him. I'm also getting some good stats for my other champions. But let's say I didn't have Cheshire, my best option, my next best option would be Marius, okay? Which means I would focus on defense percentage to get from the cards. So to make Marius the best nuker, and everyone else will get some stats here and there when available, if possible, right? If your best champion, it's like we saw these guys, they were using Taras, I think. Taras is an HP champion, you have him, you focus on HP percentage to make him the best, and then get some extra stats for whichever champion you have available, right? Again, attack nukers are the most common in the game, which means it's always good to focus on attack percentage. Every other stat is just a bonus, okay? Resistance, speed, accuracy, it's just bonus. The main stat is the one that you have your nukers, okay? Again, my case is attack, it can be HP. I don't know how I got HP percentage here. Where did I get it? Sometimes you get these cards and you don't know, you don't have other options, so you choose whichever you want. But yeah, another thing is curious. These are not that relevant in the game. There is one, it's not available here for whatever reason. In hard it wasn't available, but this one is for the experience. This is very good, it's very important to have. The other one that it's important is this one, because it will decrease the cooldown of a skill or of a random skill from your champions. It's very strong, curious. And the third one that it's important is not available again on this rotation. We don't have it. It's the sword that will give the enemy will do enemy max HP damage to champions. I don't know why it's not available in this rotation, but you've probably seen it. It's like a knife or a sword or something like that, and it does enemy max HP to enemies, and that's the third one that is the most important. Everything else is just whatever. Okay. This one, it's a decent one. It gives a bunch of buffs and debuffs or whatever. This one is a good one as well because it places a stun, but they're not that important. These three are the most important. The cooldown reduction, experience, and the knife for the damage. So we covered this as well. Let's talk about the next problem. Time. A lot of people complain about time in this game, okay? With so many game modes and so many things to do, it feels like spending half an hour or more in Green Forest every day. It's hard. It takes a long time. Some people, they spend even like an hour or more. Again, I'm not sure why. I will give you the best advice that I can, guys. And this is something that I found very interesting. A lot of these stages can be cleared with one champion. Okay? As you can see, in my case, I have the Cheshire Cat. He can clear pretty much every single of these stages by himself. He doesn't need a full team behind him. Okay? So if we go here. Now, when I say these stages, I mean the green stages and the yellow stages, right? Now, I did spend a little bit extra time, so it should be less than that. The thing is, if, for example, on this stage, now I'm gonna put like, actually, let's do it fast, right? Let's do like this. Let him do his thing. No, I will do it actually. I want to show you guys even faster. If we can get at least under 10 seconds. If possible. No, we lost some seconds here. Okay, 14 seconds. That's fine. Now, let's say you put a full team, right? Maybe we want a support champion. We want a debuffer. We might want another nuker and another attacker, right? And you think, I want a full team, right? I want to clear this and I want to fill up all the spots. It's gonna take you longer to clear the stage if you have a full team rather than have one or two champions, okay? And you can already see that because your support champions, they will be faster, right? So already it's 8 seconds on the first round. So now it's gonna be like at least 40-50 seconds for this one, right? Maybe less, we'll see. Let's see what we do here. There's 20 seconds already. 25 seconds. Okay, so this is almost double. It's double the time, okay? Now, if you think about, you have 30 steps per day. Let's say every other step you clear one stage. That's 15 stages. If you spend between 30 to 1 minute on one stage, and this is the green stages, right? On yellow stages, it's gonna take even longer, okay? If we go in this one, we let the cat do its thing. But if you spend 30 seconds to 1 minute on each stage, at the end of the green forest of the day, after the 30 steps, it's gonna take you like what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of playing, and that's where people are complaining, right? You can see here is 9 seconds, right, on a yellow stage. If I put some support champions, again, we want a reviver, we want a debuffer, we want another attack, someone to protect, yeah? And we go again, it's gonna take longer than 9 seconds. And this is where people are wasting a lot of their time. This is why people spend this much time in Green Forest trying to clear all these stages, doing all this stuff, when they can save time. And I'll show you guys that pretty much everyone is doing the same thing, right? It's not something that it's uncommon. Okay, already 20 seconds. We did it in 9 seconds with one champion. Now we're doing in, what, 30 seconds? 26 seconds. This is 3 times almost the time that you will do it with one champion only. And again, most of the green and yellow stages can be done with one champion only. Okay, you don't need a full team. If you do that, you can only focus on full teams on boss fights like this. But even here, I can do it with 2 champions. The red areas, yeah, you might need a full team because they're quite hard. The same goes for the bosses. The same goes for the purple area, yeah. You need a full team. It's pretty much impossible. Again, unless you are one of these people who have these crazy champions, it's gonna be really hard for you to clear with 1 or 2 champions. So you might need a full team. But other than these areas, everything else should be one champion only. Pick one champion, whichever is your best nuker. Put the best gear that you have on that nuker and let him do his thing. It's gonna take less time to clear to do your 30 steps per day, and you're not gonna spend half an hour doing Green Forest every single day. You're probably gonna spend like what, 10 minutes, maybe less, which is a lot of time that you save. I think that's pretty much it, guys, right? We covered the teams, we covered the curios, we covered the cards. the bosses, how to save your time. I don't think there's much to talk about. At the end of the day, guys, it's all about the champions you have. I mean, it's easy for me to come here and tell you guys, oh, you need one champion to clear these stages, you know, you can do it with one champion. But if you don't have that champion and you have a very bad team, like, how you're gonna do it, right? You're not gonna do it. I have the Cheshire Cat, right? He is in my best gear. He is doing a lot of damage. He has this relic here, which gives you even more damage. So obviously he will clear this stage by himself. But if you don't have a good champion like that, maybe you're just starting playing the game, it might be a little bit harder for you. Instead of going for one champion, go for two champions, right? But it depends on the champions you have available. I would say if you don't find it at least somehow easy to clear most of these stages in hard, you should focus on normal first. Try to clear normal as fast as you can, as best as you can. I'm about to finish this one as well soon. But focus on normal, try to clear this one. And then later you can go into hard mode and try to clear with whatever you can. And every rotation you will get a little bit better. You will find a new champion, you might get some new gear, and it's gonna be a little bit easier for you to fully clear Green Forest. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe. Again, leave a comment if you have any questions. I will try to do my best to answer to your questions. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.